This is the brand new ASUS ProArt PZ13, and ASUS was kind enough to send it out and partner on this video. This is a Surface Pro competitor, but the best part about it is it retails for less and you actually get a lot more. It's also the very first laptop I have here in the studio using Qualcomm's Snapdragon X Plus CPUs. Now this does start at $1099, but for that price point, not only do you get the tablet, but you actually get a keyboard folio in the box, which some competitors are not including. Look, this is a beautiful tablet. It's a 13.3-inch display, so you have a lot of screen real estate. It's super thin. It's been MIL STD tested. You have IP52 resistance, so it can withstand some dust, and it can also repel water. Obviously, you can't take this into the shower, but if you get caught in the rain, you don't have anything to worry about. The design is fairly simple. It looks classy. You have the ASUS ProArt logo on the bottom left. The back is completely black. Yes, it does pick up a lot of fingerprints, but you're mostly going to be keeping the cover on, so you're not going to see them at all. This cover is actually really nice. It's like this rubberized material, but it has this texture on it, which feels kind of rough, makes it super easy to clean, and it's like ribbed for your pleasure. You also have a vent over here to allow in air, and then you have a 13 megapixel rear camera. Now, obviously this is not going to beat the rear camera on modern day smartphones, but it's perfect for like scanning documents and taking the odd picture. In terms of ports, on the left-hand side, you have one USB Type-C 4.0 port, and then if you open up this little flap, you get another USB Type-C 4.0 port, a full-size SD card slot. Let me make this clear to you. Most tablets don't include a full-size SD card slot. Most of them include a micro or nothing at all. On top, you have your power button, and then on the right-hand side, you have your volume rocker. There's two speakers on the bottom, and then of course you have these super duper powerful pogo pins. I want to show you how magnety they are. Like, look at this. Here's the keyboard, okay? I just get a little bit close, it sucks it in, and then I can shake this thing all I want, and it's not gonna fall off. Also, there's a little space to place your ASUS pen if you decide on picking one up. Unfortunately, the pen does not come with it. It's an extra cost. I think it retails for about 99 bucks, but you know, there's a space for it at least, okay? No magnets, but you have a holster. Now, in terms of weight, the tablet itself is about 1.87 pounds or 3.35 pounds if you include the actual folio. I think to me, the star of the show is obviously this display. Like, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous OLED display. It's 3K, like 2880 by 1800. It's 16 by 10. It's fairly bright. You have good SDR brightness, peak brightness of 500 nits. The color accuracy is fantastic, and same with the color gamut. Look, it's 60 hertz, but the response time is 0.2 milliseconds, so it's very, very fast. There's no fingerprint scanner to log you on, but there is an infrared scanner that you can utilize for Windows Hello, so it does have facial recognition. All right, so this is what the 1080p front-facing webcam looks like. Obviously, you guys let me know how it looks. The only lighting that's happening right now is natural light from a window in front of me. So how does it look? And more importantly, how do the microphones sound? A quick moment about this keyboard. It's a very good keyboard. It's very clicky. It types very nice. The travel distance is about 1.4 millimeters of travel. Of course, if you swipe down from the corner, you have some of ASUS's screen expert functions. The touchpad itself is massive, it's glass, and it feels very good to use. Now, you know how ASUS gaming laptops have Armory Crate that allows you to adjust settings like your performance profiles and fan curves? Well, ProArt laptops have something very similar called Creator Hub. Creator Hub looks a lot like Armory Crate, but way cleaner and a lot classier. I just love this color scheme. If you go over to the operating mode, you can change your different performance profiles manually, but performance mode is disabled unless the laptop is plugged in. If you don't want to do it manually, you can use a keyboard shortcut such as function F, and that will rotate between the different profiles. You can also calibrate your display using the hub, but you do need a color calibration tool in order to use this feature. If you go over to color control though, you can manually change the colors yourself, or at least change the warmness of the display Right now I have it in normal mode, which is as color accurate as possible, but I can put it in vivid if I want the colors to look more contrasty. But the big question, how does this thing perform? Well, look, it's a Snapdragon X Plus. It's obviously not going to be as fast as the ASUS VivoBook S15 with the Snapdragon X Elite processor. On the scale of all Snapdragon processors available right now, this is on the lower end. It's only running at 20 watts, but for 20 watts, the single core clock speeds are identical to the faster Snapdragon X Elite products on the market. The area where it kind of gets reduced is the multi-threaded performance. That gets kind of chopped in half. And the GPU is not running as fast as the GPU in the X Elite. It's kind of like half the speed in order to save on battery life and obviously on price. If you're buying this for everyday work, like living in a browser, using Microsoft Office, using mostly ARM apps, you're gonna love this thing. Like, you're gonna absolutely love this thing. Even the Photoshop test I've done with this performs very well, like really well, considering that this is going to be priced at a lower price point compared to X Elite laptops. If you're buying this for compiling code, it just depends what you're compiling. Like my Mozilla Firefox test is still x86, so it's not going to be as fast as the x86 laptops currently on the market. And I wouldn't buy this for video editing either. It's just not meant for that. Like, you can go into a timeline, make some changes, but you don't want to be living in it for a full 4K edit. Like, you're better off buying something like the ProArt PZ13 or the PX13. As for gaming, this is just not a gaming laptop. Most games are not designed for ARM, but I did test World of Warcraft, and on 1920 by 1200 with settings set to high, I was averaging anywhere from 45 to 60 frames per second. I didn't get any drop frames. It ran absolutely perfect. But the one area where this laptop completely beats anything I've ever tested before is the battery life. Like, that's why you buy this thing. Maximum battery life. In my video rundown test, it destroyed every other Snapdragon laptop, like hitting 20 hours of battery life before needing to charge. If you're using it for regular everyday stuff, you're easily getting 10 hours, 11 hours of use before needing to charge, assuming you're mostly using ARM applications. The hard drive or the SSD inside of here is fast. They didn't cheap out on that. It runs exactly where it should be for something that's inside of it. Unfortunately, nothing is really upgradable. Everything is mostly soldered on, maybe except for the SSD, but opening this up might be a little bit difficult. Now, a lot of people are probably going to compare this to the Surface Pro, as they should. It's a very similar form factor. And the base model Surface Pro starts at $999, $100 cheaper on this. But the problem is, for $999, you don't get a keyboard in the box. It only starts with 256 gigabytes of storage, whereas this has 1 terabyte. The display is LCD, whereas this one is actually OLED and 3K. On top of all that, the battery capacity is 53 watt hours. The battery life may be good, but the 70 watt hour battery inside of this is actually a lot better. I think for $1099, by paying $100 more, you're just getting a more compelling product. Either way, that's a good look at the ASUS ProArt PZ13. Obviously, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for more laptop reviews because they're coming out shortly. And as usual, I'll see you guys in the next one.